some of the regulation support that comes with the product. No longer you will have to be collecting incidents and report for many of the regulation requirements, because TSIEM has the capability of doing that automatically for you. So if we click here, for example, on the PCI, we have here PCI, HIPAA, Sarbanes-Oxley, JBA, but there are very many more. If we click on the PCI, for example, one area that is particularly important are section 10.2.2 and 10.2.1. For example, here we see all the different areas. Operational change control, cardholder data. So we're going to click in here, and a report is going to be automatically collected from all the millions of records that exist in this database. And while the system does that, I want to show you something that I think is going to be very, very interesting to you, which is the log continuity report. What this allows is to have the system report on discontinuities on the log collection. If an auditor ever asks you, well, all this evidence you are basing is based on the logs, but how can you prove that somebody hasn't stopped the logging and do their malicious thing and then bring the logs back? Well, you're going to have a hard time proving that. But this tool actually does that for you. Here, for example, we see that from this public website type of system, there's been a single collection for the space of a couple of hours. For this web server public, the collection goes around looks like 4 hours, and is these different chunks some successful collection. In here we see, for example, that there was a problem on the private banking website. It got resolved, and in the next chunk was collected, and it was able to find all the right data. It could be that maybe a router was down, and then when it went there, it got the delta corrected, and there was no discontinuity on the actual log. That's a good thing. Here we see that we have not been able to collect from the HR data server, so there might be something that we need to work and fix in there. This looks healthy. This has a failure, but it was able to connect. Again, there was some failure, but the system recovered on it, and you got the this gives you a very nice way of really making sure that your logs have been collecting data when they are supposed to. So that report that we wanted to show you has already been finished. So what we have here is a wealth of information regarding all the administration information. We can see, for example, here, for example, we take this, we are in a production system accessing information out of office hours. So if we click in here, we can see the details of that, and we can analyze each and every one of these events, and to understand better what the behavior is. Let's look at another regulation. For example, if we go here to Sarbanes-Oxley for SOX regulation and click here, again, a report is generated dynamically from all that data. This is happening on a real system right in front of you, and here you have all the different aspects of the regulation that you can actually inspect on. For example, you can click here on user identification and authentication. For look and log in and log off, and here you see how many exceptions. For example, failures to log into the mail system, special attentions log into the mail system. We can click here and investigate those events further, and not surprisingly, these are the events that we found before, where Rough Power was accessing McDonald and A. Goodrich. So you see that you can reach to the same data from different points.